Are Christians allowed to work on Sundays? In the first creation account in the book of Genesis, it culminates at the very beginning of chapter 2, and it says, "Thus the heavens and the earth and all their array were completed. And on the seventh day, God completed the work he had been doing. He rested on the seventh day from all the work he had undertaken. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work he had done in creation." And that story, that understanding of creation and God's plan in creation, God's Sabbath rest, it really forms the foundation for our understanding of the importance of the day of the Lord. Now, throughout the history of the Jewish people and up until the time of Jesus, what had developed around the Sabbath day is a protection around that to make sure that no work at all was done on the Sabbath day, that you didn't do anything, that you didn't boil water, you didn't turn on a light, you didn't do anything that might violate this command of God to do no work on the day of the Sabbath, to honor what God had done when he created the world. And Jesus actually has this great line. This is actually a line that other rabbis had said it as well, is that the Sabbath is for man. Man is not for the Sabbath. So the Sabbath day of rest actually exists for us. So we as Christians who celebrate our Sabbath, celebrate the Lord's Day on Sunday, because that was the day that Jesus rose from the dead. That the early Christians who were Jewish, they would go to the synagogue, they would go to the temple on Saturday, and then on Sunday they would come together in the homes and celebrate the Eucharist, celebrate Mass. On that day, it's important that we set that day aside as a day, not just of rest where you don't do work, but a day dedicated to the Lord, a day dedicated to real and authentic leisure. And I think that's something that we need to maybe rediscover in our own time, that we live in such a busy, frenetic world. It's frantic. There's activities going on all the time that even those of us who work, a lot of times we're getting work emails on our phones everywhere we go, even while we're driving, that there's really no off switch in our modern society from the frantic activity and frenzy of work. So I think it's something that maybe a challenge for us to rediscover how can we make this day, this Sunday, a day dedicated to the Lord and to really those things that recreate us, that make us more human. Because on the Lord's Day, what we're challenged to do is to really make that a day where we're not seeking to do productive activities. We're seeking to do things that have leisure, that allow us to enjoy our time with God, but also our time with our family and our friends. So for those that are in positions where they have to work on Sundays, those that are maybe in service positions, those that work in hospitals, sometimes, myself as a priest, I work on Sundays. That's okay, but are we still making time during our week to allow ourselves to rest, to allow ourselves to unplug, allow ourselves to make time to be able to listen to the voice of God, to the voice of the people around us, and to not allow just that tidal wave of activity and busyness overcome us. So I think the challenge for us today with that question, can you work on Sundays, is it is possible to work on Sundays. It's not necessarily a sin, but I think we need to re-examine what we do. Are we doing things for the sake of doing them? Are we doing them just to fill up time? Are we kind of buying into that lie that I need to be busy at all times? Because if so, we need to allow this command of the Lord, this invitation from God to cultivate and allow that time to become holy, to push back those things that maybe we've been allowing to sweep in and to keep us from hearing the voice of God, to making that rest with God and with those that we love. So hopefully this upcoming Sunday, you'll take some time to rediscover that, to take time for worship, to go to Mass, but also to maybe not do the busy work that you were hoping to do on Sunday, and to allow yourself to just enjoy being with God and with those that you love. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this latest episode of Made for Glory. If you like these videos and you want to help partner with us, please consider becoming one of our patrons on our Patreon page. You can check out the link for that below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And thank you so much. Have a great day.